When it comes to a place as big as Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex, you expect a lot of big things. Big prices, big rides. But the real big deal would be the animatronics themselves. The animatronics at the Mega Pizzaplex are advanced beyond anything we can see in the real world currently, largely due to their sentience. They have artificial intelligence capable of feelings and introspection on who they are and what they want. Their bodies and movements may be replicated, but there's an amount of liveliness that is way beyond our current technology. But the one animatronic who would be almost impossible to even so much as functionally build at this current time would be the biggest of the bunch, the one, the only, larger-than-life DJ Music Man. Due to what he is and what he can do, he is virtually a futuristic fantasy, but in the world of Five Nights at Freddy's, they managed to build him. And today, we will be deconstructing the man behind the music. Now, I did make a video covering the original Music Man and DJ Music Man some time ago, over a year ago. But that video mostly focused on the original Music Man, as the DJ had only appeared in Security Breach. But since then, we have had Ruin and Help Wanted 2, and through those we have a clear picture of who the DJ is. So, who is DJ Music Man? DJ Music Man is the newest variation of the Music Man, currently, and is programmed as the DJ and bouncer up at the West Arcade of Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex. A giant arcade with 2 levels, karaoke rooms, and even a dance floor. Unlike his earlier version, who was a spider in theory but in person looks much more, demonic, DJ Music Man has been created to be much more arachnid accurate, with an abdomen and properly long and gangly spider legs, though notably only 6 of them instead of a spider's 8. The DJ is a soft lavender or light purple color with a dark pink nose and blue eyebrows and cheeks. He has a wide mouth with keyboard-like teeth that can open up and reveal a wavy purpley background inside, which can be seen in his jump scares when he chomps you. He has big black eyes like the original Music Man, but unlike him, who stares empty and soulless, the DJ is able to actually project various pictures, such as pizza, tokens, and even pictures of the Glamrocks, though it's only shown in Help Wanted 2. It seems that this is used for communication purposes, as save heavy groans that he makes when he moves, the DJ cannot speak, or at least has never said a single word. He has a round speaker on his back, and each of his long gray legs ends with a big gloved hand that is dexterous enough to be used for reaching, grabbing, and climbing. He wears a black top hat with a pair of enormous green and orange headphones. And when I say enormous, I mean enormous. DJ Music Man is a giant. He is, to date, the largest animatronic we have seen, towering over arcade cabinets and humans alike. He is so big that his only rival would maybe be the Blob, but the Blob is numerous animatronics piled up together with wires. This is just one big spider. And scary enough, but he gets around easily. Indeed, during Security Breach, we can see him climbing around the walls of the West Arcade and into the tunnels and holes throughout the ceiling, made specifically for him to get around without accidentally stepping on anyone. Though how this works with what has to be his sheer body weight is unclear. The DJ is made for 3 things: DJing, tidying up, and being the bouncer, as I alluded to earlier. In the Ultimate Party Host message in Security Breach, we get his whole deal. Congratulations on your installment of the new and improved DJ Music Man. The DJ Music Man features eons of musical enjoyment using a patented technique called Improv, royalty-free. No 2 songs are ever the same. Save a fortune on cleanup. Using a series of connected tubes, the DJ Music Man can run cleaning routines between set lists. If the need ever arises, activate the new Bouncer Mode. Warning, Bouncer Mode is still under development. Use of the Bouncer Mode will void your warranty. So to deconstruct this message a little more, the DJ basically comes up with music on the fly and plays it as constant ambiance in the arcade and on the dance floor. It says no 2 songs are ever the same, but it doesn't clarify if, like DJ Music Man, physically can't perform the same song twice, or if this is just an exaggeration that, with all the many combinations, the likelihood of him playing the same song twice is practically impossible. It also says that the DJ is made to clean up in between shows, but I find this rather impractical. With DJ Music Man's large hands being big enough to knock anything over, what is he supposed to clean? Picking up tokens and cleaning spills would be too hard for him, and cleaning the karaoke rooms would take blind precision. I would bet my money that either this is a function that doesn't really work, or is a cover by the company who made him on why he should be given free roam, because I truly don't anticipate him to be a good cleaner. Bouncer mode, as the name would imply, would give the DJ the means to kick out rowdy arcade goers, assumedly children. However, since it's not functioning properly, it makes him act out, such as being way too rough, such as in his boss fight when he starts throwing arcade cabinets and seemingly biting down on Gregory when he catches him, but we'll get further into that later. The thing that gets me about this message, though, is that this seems to imply that the Pizzaplex purchased DJ Music Man. Sure, it could be that they were getting him from a bigger section of Fazbear Entertainment's plethora of subsidiaries, but it introduced the DJ as being... This is hard to explain, but the way it is written makes it sound like he was bought from another company. So it is possible that Fazbear Entertainment does not build these DJs. And maybe, perhaps they don't own the rights to him. But that's impossible to tell at this time. Now, as for Music Man's personality, he's sort of a bit of an enigma with pieces and hints thrown in along the way. I find the progression of it rather interesting, so instead of just upfront telling you the whole shebang, let's instead piece it together roll by roll, like it was introduced to us in the games. It'll be worth it, trust me. And we'll start with Security Breach. But before we do, I should mention the other Music Man variation in the Pizzaplex. Those are the little wind-up or mini Music Men toys that can be found in the game. They are small and worn, old toys who resemble the original Music Man, save with little suction cup feet and some signs of wear. Left over from a bygone era, which we know for certain as a duffel bag note suggests that they were on display. The note, left by Vanessa, states that there was some sort of break-in, or break-out, and they disappeared from a shattered case. Though considering that Vanessa is an unreliable narrator, considering the situation with Vanny, it's unclear if they truly let themselves out or got help. Either way, these old dolls have moved into the vents and now stalk around. When Gregory's traveling through, they will occasionally drop in during scripted sections and chase you to the end before circling around and zooming back inside. If they catch you, they will jump scare you like any other animatronic, despite their size. And despite the similarities between the giant DJ and the little minis, the two's relationship is rather unclear. In fact, we'll get back to this one. Now let's get back to the DJ. The DJ's first appearance was in a teaser before Security Breach released, one of those Freddy and Friends on Tour tunes that ended with him walking by the camera, giving us only a glimpse of his hands. He later appeared in another early Security Breach trailer in which we can see a changed version of his boss fight, where he's climbing out of a tunnel at a distance instead of in a cutscene, as in the final game. This is also where the Matt Pat Music Man meme came from. The DJ doesn't appear until later in the game, after Gregory shatters either Chica and Monty, and during his attempt to confront Roxy and Roxy Raceway. Gregory needs to repair a driver's staff bot head so that he can get a lift around Roxy Raceway, and Glamrock Freddy points him towards the West Arcade. Unfortunately, he cannot join him due to a crippling bug in his programming.
I must stay here. I wish I could join you, but after tonight's stage incident, I am not allowed to perform. When I step onto the West Arcade dance floor, I cannot stop myself. It is a programming bug.
But he does say,
If you see the DJ, say hello. He is such a nice fellow.
Though Freddy is known to misread people in situations, so at this point you'd have a pretty good reason to be wary. You can find the DJ sleeping on a stage at the dance floor. No matter how much noise you make or what you do, he won't wake up. So the bigger threats will be Chica and Monty, one of which will be shattered, and the staff bots. Once Gregory makes it to the upper floor of the West Arcade and into the security office, which also contains the head repair, the security alert goes off. You are told to reset the breaker levers throughout the West Arcade, the first being beside the dance floor and the still sleeping DJ. Fun fact, I don't know if this was ever patched, but initially you could use the elevator and escape into the Pizzaplex, which I'm pretty sure totally broke the boss encounter, but you couldn't save, so it wouldn't soft lock. Upon flipping the first lever, you are told about the safety protocols being deactivated, and something about run DJ protocols. At this time, the DJ disappears from the stage. When you throw the lever in the bathroom, DJ appears outside, and he starts to peek and reach through the bathroom doors, and you must hurry out before he grabs you. And if you do hang out too long outside of the bathroom door, he will turn and grab you. As you continue to run through the arcade and flip levers, you can occasionally spot the DJ climbing around the walls. But he finally catches up to you in the long storage hallway, one filled with arcade machines and containing the last lever. When you flip it, the DJ will climb out of a tunnel at the end and begin chasing you, throwing arcade cabinets to block your way. Once you make it to the security office, the alerts will deactivate and the DJ will return to his stage. If you run past the office, the DJ will actually park himself outside of the office, and you're out of luck. But after the success, you will find the DJ downstairs on his stage, awake and DJing, and not aggressive at all. He is totally docile. And this is pretty interesting because the DJ is clearly aware, but he shows no interest in pursuing Gregory any further. In fact, in hindsight, he really wasn't interested at all until the defective bouncer mode kicked in when the safety protocols were tampered with. The moment they were reset, he was back to doing his own thing. This is unique to him. Freddy is helping Gregory, but he's doing so through safe mode, and mysterious alternative means, I am not me. Chica, Monty, and Roxy are clearly under the influence of Vanessa and Vanny, explaining their aggression. Sun may seem friendly at first, but not only does he turn when he gets annoyed, but his friendliness has a timer on it anyways until the hourly recharge kicks in. This leaves the DJ as the one animatronic who seemingly has neither any interest in continuing the chase nor holds any ill will towards Gregory, fine with him running around after hours. And it could be that the DJ doesn't know any better, but due to some characterization later, along with Freddy's suggestion that the DJ is nice, it gives off the impression that he really is just chill. This is our first indication of the DJ's personality, but due to his limited screen time, it wasn't too much to go off of yet. Now the mini music men are nothing but aggressive. Like I said before, they will appear and chase Gregory through certain vents, and that's about as far as their importance in the story goes. So back to the DJ and on to Help Wanted 2, which shows us a little more about what he does at the Pizzaplex, as it introduces us to a new task of his, giving DJing lessons. They are pretty simplified DJing lessons, and no doubt would only work with Fazbear Entertainment branded equipment, but lessons nonetheless. The lessons take place in an enormous room with a sitting area and a large stage that looks like a dance floor. Before you is a DJing table, and past that is a large tunnel. Upon hitting the start button, the DJ climbs through the tunnel, his eyes glowing white. He leans in over you and studies you closely before crossing his arms in a challenge. Swirls appear in his eyes before he snaps his fingers and begins to DJ. Then he points at you. It's your turn. The rules are simple. Replay the random song that the DJ cooked up on the fly a few times. 5 in the more advanced levels, and you win. This is also where we learn that the DJ is capable of communicating with his eyes. Swirls pop in when the lessons begin, almost like loading screens, and he gives check marks and X's to approve and disapprove your replays. And he randomly flashes tokens, pizzas, and character faces, seemingly to label the songs or combination of tunes. Now, if you fail, the DJ leans in and gives you red error signs in his eyes, crosses his arms, and waits for you to get it right. tapping his fingers impatiently. If you continue getting it wrong, the DJ will get frustrated and more threatening, and eventually jump scare you. However, the DJ is surprisingly patient, especially in the beginning level where he lets you mess up 2 times before he gets really upset, with the lights going red and him chomping his teeth, and then another time before he actually jump scares you. And when you succeed, he gives a little celebration jig before beginning to groove with the music. With the DJ being a completely silent character who simply motions and projects images to get his point across, it's a little hard to read him as a character. But it's this moment that we get a better understanding about him. The DJ seems to take his music and his lessons rather seriously. He seems to somewhat challenge you in the beginning, but celebrates your successes and victory. This is him testing your merit, not you truly going head to head. He wants you to succeed. And you might say that the DJ has to celebrate. He's programmed to. But if you look across Help Wanted 2, there's a lot of sardonic and backhanded compliments. Nobody's making him look this happy. That being said, he's not without his limits, but he is actually quite fair. 3 strikes and you're out in beginner mode, and that's on top of being able to get 3 replays. It doesn't seem like much, but compared to Sun's, "Are you done yet? You're taking so long." And Roxy's, "You wouldn't last a day here. Eyes front. What are you looking at? I'm the star." And Chica's, "I'm starving." In contrast, DJ is downright angelic, and that matches up with his portrayal in Security Breach when the only time he is actively aggressive is when his busted bouncer mode kicks in. Turns out DJ has 2 primary modes, nap time and go time. But this isn't the only thing worth mentioning, as the wind-up music men appear in the more advanced level, popping up from small tunnels to the right and left, and sometimes even in front of you. The ones on the sides can be heard clattering their cymbals, and if you don't flash them with the camera in time, they will get closer and jump scare you. Meanwhile, the one who appears in front of you will instead hop on the table and mess up your progress. So what's the deal with these little guys? Are they helping the DJ? Well, I'm not so sure. With the holes in the wall and how they're acting, you would assume that they're the DJ's helpers. But considering that the DJ totally ignores them and the fact that they weren't connected in Security Breach, save the similar design, and with them being a piece of ancient history and the DJ being the current music man, I sort of think they aren't. That the mini music men are just here because they're all music men and this is a mini game, but they are actually not directly controlled or connected to the DJ. This is backed up in Ruin when Cassie first sees them and asks what they are, saying they look like the DJ.
What are those things? They look like the DJ.
Since Cassie is familiar with the Pizzaplex, she would likely know if the mini music men were staged to be with the DJ at all. Then again, she didn't recognize Monty. But this is the advanced lessons, and you have less chances to screw up and more elaborate combinations to pull off. If you fail, tough chompers, buddy. But if you succeed, you get another one-on-one dance party with the DJ. Now there is one more level, but before we get into that, let's talk about Ruin, the DLC update to Security Breach, which came out before Help Wanted 2 but takes place after it in the continuity. In Ruin, we see that the Pizzaplex went through a major collapse. Newspapers say there was an earthquake, but supplemental clues from the Mimic, the damage, and the location of the blob Tangle suggest that it was actually the blob escaping from the sinkhole that caused the damage to the Pizzaplex, as we know that the Pizzaplex itself was built quickly and shoddily from both the duffel bag notes and the situation with the sinkhole. Cassie, the little girl we play as, travels through the dilapidated Pizzaplex searching for Gregory and unaware that she's being misled. Cassie doesn't head into the West Arcade, but she does venture into Bonnie Bowl. You would expect her to run into some endos here, but instead she finds something much smaller, but equally aggressive. The once solitary wind-up music men have deteriorated further and have began hunting in a pack. The little toys wandering around the bowling alley, seeking out possible victims. Some of them are just a little more banged up and dirty, but others have broken mouths and peeled faces, one even missing the shell off of its entire head. One, the leader, has its head peeled to resemble bunny ears. Sort of familiar. The group stalk around playing discordant versions of their music box music and can be lured away with voice cues like the other animatronics can. It's almost cute watching them run in a little line together. What's not so cute is how they go about jump scaring you. If you are caught by the mini music men, a cutscene will play out of the leader jumping on to Cassie, two of them holding her at each side, and then the leader attacking her as the screen goes dark and staticky. Not the most disturbing jump scare, but definitely unnerving. Either way, Cassie evades the music men and escapes Bonnibel. Later, she runs into one in the vent after leaving Fazbear Blast, but like in Security Breach, it simply chases her to the end of the vent before turning around and leaving. It's interesting to wonder what exactly happened to the wind-up music men. Their decayed state is understandable. They were already in worn-out condition before the place collapsed, and with them scurrying around, it makes sense that they would have more significant damage. But now with them all grouping together, following one with rabbit features no less, it looks like they've been tampered with. It doesn't really matter who did this with how many rabbit-shaped candidates there are, but the more important matter is why, and likely it's the same reason they were initially freed from the museum displays, to hunt on a manageable scale. These wouldn't be too much danger for an adult, well, say when they're hunting in a pack, but they pose a sizable risk for children. In fact, maybe that's why they hunt in a pack now, to be a more sizable threat for adults who wander in as well. In that case, I think we have a good idea who is the most likely puppeteer, but that's all speculation. And that's where we leave them, wandering around hunting. But where is DJ Music Man? A lot of folks were asking this question after Ruin released because he was the one animatronic who did not return. Likely because Cassie didn't enter the West Arcade. Though even that is notable. There's no sign of or sound from the DJ, leaving his fate at the time up in the air. But that wouldn't be the end of DJ Music Man, surely. Just as recently as Into the Pit, the DJ had a cameo, not in person, but in the sound menu where you can listen to music. The DJ also appears towards the end of Chica in Space, Freddy in Space 3, the parody game, as a literal background character. Also, might be a weird place to bring it up, but I didn't have a place to put it anywhere else. I had recorded everything before I remembered this, but the DJ has his own soft drink. The DJ Music Man Techno Cooler. It's unclear what flavor it is, but it's purple, so possibly grape, and has the same cooler title as Foxy's drink. Disgustingly, a DJ Music Man Chugee, which is a frozen drink that can be made by blending a soda with some sort of candy, can be made with mixing Techno Cooler with disappointment chips. Oof. Now, all of the Chugee foods relate to each other. Chica Chug and Chica's Lemon Bar, Exotic Beverage and Butter for One, Soda-Roni and Meat Bites. It's unclear if the DJ Music Man drink is just mixed with disappointment chips because they're both purple labeled, or if the Techno Cooler 2 is a boring and flat flavor. I would assume not with a name like that, but it's also pretty vague. And even more promising, we might be seeing the DJ's distant cousin in a future game. Posters likely teasing Secret of the Mimic have been circulating around, notably being featured at PAX West. One being of a B character who sort of looks like Balloon Boy, and another of this tree-looking DJ. Tree J? Perhaps vines, perhaps roots. Maybe a deformed spider, it's hard to tell. Save that it clearly takes inspiration from Music Man, or perhaps Music Man took inspiration from it, with its bushy eyebrows and cool star-shaped shades. Also, its many gloved hands at the end of its limbs. This groovy but unsettling creature could very well be the predecessor to the DJ. And through going into the past and seeing it, we will be reliving the DJ once more. But those are Music Men-related cameos and creatures. Those aren't our DJ. Let me tell you where our DJ ended up. Revealed in the final DJing level of Help Wanted 2, after Ruin showed us the fall of the Pizzaplex, but not what happened to Music Man. We finally got to see what was left of him. We arrive in the room from before, but it's now dirty and decayed. The DJing panel is now being powered by a battery, and the room is dark. But when we press the button, the DJ wakes up. A singular white eye lights up as he climbs out of the darkness. He's been shattered. Missing one good eye and a good chunk of his face and his nose, the DJ looks almost undead. His piano teeth are chipped and sharp, cheek broken, and he's even missing a couple of fingers. Notably, you can hear his inner workings more audibly, with ominous groans and creaks coming from him as you work. The rest of his body seems mostly intact, but that face took a blow. Ruined DJ Music Man is hideous and terrifying, and yet he behaves exactly like he does normally. Maybe the time limit is a little shorter, maybe he's a little less patient, but the DJ is here teaching you lessons, and when you're done, he still celebrates. He still appreciates your success. You may say that this is all programmed in, but going off of the other animatronics, they have an amount of self-awareness and ability to think for themselves. Assuming the DJ is no different, it could either be that he is one of the animatronics who is unaware of his current situation, or the DJ is so chill that he just goes right back to work, damaged be damned. He's broken, but he's still doing what he's always done, napping until it's party time and he's called upon. And once again, there's a tragic element to that too. That the DJ is still functional, capable, and willing to do this job. Admittedly only barely damaged, and with only his face truly affected. But he's trapped here. Too big to leave, no chance of refurbishment in the state. Anyone who walks up on him is going to think he's the most dangerous thing here. But he's not. And he's never been. He's always been a gentle giant. One who had a faulty security program built in, yes, but one who preferred to slumber away on stage or make music even when it wasn't just an empty arcade. A kind fellow. One who would play along with the image of the stern DJ only to break into a little party when you passed his lesson. Serious about his music, but loves it. Unlike many of the other animatronics held down by backfiring programming, vices, and other issues, the DJ was nearly the model of the perfect performer. He did his job and didn't seem to have any problem with it. He was, of all the animatronics, truly the one with the best chance of going to a new location and being able to pick up where he left off. But due to his size and circumstances, he's stuck in place, left to decay in the Pizzaplex. And now he's all alone, waiting for the beat to drop, waiting till the party starts. Even now. But unfortunately, I don't think anyone's ever going to come. And I think this is where DJ Music Man is going to remain. Thank you for watching.